kids, welcome back to Roto Talk.
Alright kids, welcome back. It's the day after that terrible maiden. Not really that terrible, all things considered, in the sense of I got the boat back, I didn't hit anything, and it did technically run. It just ran like a bag of ass, but that's okay. Talked to Uncle Joe, and he made some recommendations on a different prop, which I think is probably the biggest part of this issue. I don't even know what this is. I could have swore I got that from Uncle Joe for this, but it was a year ago, man. That was a lot of Roto Twisters ago. I don't remember now. So I took the engine off because this thing got really hot yesterday because of my prop mess up, the JJ Roto Geek mess up. It had nothing to do with the prop. It was my own damn fault because my set screw was loose down here and I was not pushing water. Hopefully I did not smoke this engine. I will be very sad. I don't think I did. It's got compression. But my fear is I scorched it or... Yeah, that broke off. Uncle Joe, the weld broke on your muffler. First time out. Not good. I don't know if I can weld that or not. I have my welder. Probably give it a shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if this engine got scored in the process of all that heat. Hopefully not. I took this engine off of something, but when I built it, I don't remember what, but it had very low hours on it, and it looks like it's not looking real great in there. We're going to find out. I'm going to pop the top. Looks pretty not so good. Let me... And I could be wrong. Oof. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pop the cylinder. And if that is the case, yeah, we're just going to rebuild it. I could pull an engine out of another boat, but that's kind of a lot of work for this, honestly, because then I have to take the whole engine off of this, take off the starter, take all that crap off. And if I order a rebuild kit from Gizmo, I can probably have it here by Friday. So we'll just probably put it off until then. So let me go ahead and pop this off. I gotta go find my Allen's. We'll be right back. Enough. This looked like the other side doesn't look too bad. Intake side, I don't see any galling. It's on the exhaust side, which is kind of strange. So I'll just go ahead and fast forward through this. Okay, here we go. Got me a bad feeling about this. Yup. Well, a little bit. I don't know. A little hot. This baby was a cooking yesterday. It was. I'm honestly shocked it didn't seize. It was that hot. It really was. Let's see what this. Doesn't seem that bad. A little bit of, it's not horrible. Might not be helping our cause though. We need some torque with this, but like I said, it had compression. I think I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and see where we land. All right, be right back. All right, so I popped the case off. That's good news. We had a fair amount of grease in there, so our shaft should be okay. There's our gasket. Yeah, shaft's good. Look at that thing. Jeez, we got grease and oil in there. Our little oiler worked great. Our 3D printed oiler. People laughed. They laughed. Yeah. All right. So there we go. Our beautiful little engine. I took it off just so it's easier to see. Yeah, see that? See here. See here. There is scoring on the bottom skirt. I don't see any damage in the engine. The crank is fine. The connecting rod didn't blow any needle bearing in there. Bearing in the top side's okay. But we did get too hot. Or this is from, okay, that's the intake side. So the exhaust side has your little arrow, if you guys can see that. That's always goes to your exhaust. And you can see that's where the most of this jack nastiness is in, okay? Not a good day. Now, I'm assuming this was done yesterday when I fucking overheated it. And that was my own damn fault. It wasn't. I honestly didn't. It was my fault. I did not pay attention, make sure I was getting coolant through the line. So it's my fault. Some scoring here. And I did have compression, but here's the reason I tore this engine apart. It has compression, yes, the engine runs. Okay, but I could literally, with my hand, turn it by the prop and get this thing to compress and turn over. And on a 30cc with good compression, that's going to be really fucking hard to do. And it really was not that hard to do. So I'm like, yeah, it's runnable, but like for an RC rowboat, not necessarily something like this that's a torque monster, right? So that's 99.9% of my issue yesterday was, here's the chain of reaction, chain of events, right? This set screw, for those of you that watched, was freaking loose or vibrated loose or whatever. I'm just going to say I wasn't diligent in making sure that that was tight. So what it was doing was kind of catching, kind of not. It was spinning enough to move it, but not enough to, you guys saw the video, not enough to shoot any fluid up the pipes, all right? So I was overheating. I mean, you can even see this. It was like melting, not quite melting, but pretty nasty. That overheated the engine. It never went fast because this was loose. No shit. Then the engine overheated. You guys saw me scrambling eggs on that head yesterday. And we got this burnout here. Bad day at the zoo on that. And then that scoring. Okay. So yeah, it's shot. In my opinion, this is shot. The engine itself is perfectly fine. I need a new piston. For sure. I need a new ring, which I think I've got one, but I'll order one anyway. And I'm going to get a new head. Now the head doesn't look that bad. Honestly, I think the piston fared worse. But if you can see, this is a reasonably new engine. Very, very low hours. I'm going to say when I put this engine on, it maybe had an hour on it. Maybe. Okay, so pretty much new. If you only have an hour on an engine, you should not be able to see galling. Okay? I've gone this far with tearing it down. I'm going to swap out the head. I'm going to do a complete rebuild from piston, ring, head, and gaskets. It's just the way it's going to be. There's no point in doing a half-ass job when you've got this far torn down. This is not an easy animal to work on, meaning the outboard. It's not any harder really than an inboard. You know, an inboard, you got all the engine mounts and crap, so it's not that bad. But again, I've gone this far. Not my bag of grass. We're just going to do it right. I'll give this tank a good tank, the case a real good flush. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, no damage that I can see. So yeah. Although, it has a catch. I'll have to pull the whole case, I guess. I'll do that real quick. There's a taper lock. That's our square shaft. Let's pull the shaft. We've gone this far. Might as well not keep anybody in fucking suspense. Let me grab. There it is. All right. Yeah. Easier to pull it out the other side than this side. Oh. All right. Anyway, I did check the shaft yesterday. I pulled it from this end, popped right out. But I'll take the whole thing apart. I'm going to flush the whole thing, reassemble it. I'm going to take this apart, make sure everything's copacetic. And yeah, we're going to do a complete engine rebuild on this. And that is 100% my fault. Not the lower unit's fault. Not the boat's fault. Not even the Liberal's fault. It is mine. So, I think what we'll do, we'll make this a saga. I need to order a new $12 muffler from Uncle Joe, I suppose, because the weld broke. Well, actually, the weld did not break. The material broke. It must have vibrated too much when I was really revving it and being stupid. Okay? Again, I believe this is my fault, not a defect from the ZippKits stock pipe. I'm not putting a tuned pipe on this motor just because this is my first outboard ever. Not even sure. I mean, I love it so far. It's a pretty sweet little setup, but until I get the bearings of it, I'm not investing in an expensive tuned pipe unless somebody's got one they want to sell me cheap. Because there's like a squirrel tail, right? The tuned pipes for these. But all in all, nothing I haven't done before. I do have to reprint a new splash guard because I broke it when I was hauling this thing up yesterday. That's okay. We got plenty of time to 3D print one of those. I'll order some parts for it. I don't like how this feels. It's weird. There's like a popping. Bearings are fine. There's no garbage in here. Strange. I'll pull it apart just to make sure. But all right. Yeah, everything looks okay. But that's kind of major surgery to do this. But either way. All right, my kids. Uncle Joe also gave me advice on a prop to put on here. I will make sure that I got to take this prop off because I don't even remember what the hell it is. We'll make sure that, but that's not that's not an overly huge prop. It should be fine pushing that. It sounded like it was really over revving to me yesterday, which is usually a lack of compression. So until the next time, so I'll be running something else. Might break out the old drag cat or one of the hydros and go have a run. It's a beautiful day out today, so I'll pick up this mess and carry on. So I'm going to go in there and order our stuff. So where I usually order my engine rebuild stuff is at Gizmo Motors. Okay? There's another one called Dave's Motors. It's Dave something. I'll put links in the description of both places that I get all my engine stuff from. If I can't get it from Gizmo, I get it from Dave's. Dave's is cheaper a little bit, but they're more on shipping if I remember right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's changed. Don't quote me on that. But Gizmo's out of everything, like as far as full engines go. Dave's is nice because if you're into RC gas cars like this monster up here, or gas-powered airplanes, gas-powered boats, Dave's has kind of everything, whereas Gizmo's a little bit more streamlined. But either way, both great places. I've ordered through both of them before. I will order the stuff, and on the rebuild video for this, sucks when you have to rebuild an engine this soon, but again, my own fault. It was just the stars aligned. All right. So that's it, kids. I'll pick up this mess, order our parts. Hopefully we get them soon. And today's Wednesday. Might get them Saturday if I get my ass in gear. So I'm going to get my ass in gear. Keep your eyesight up, kids. Bye.